What's up, everybody? It's Grim, and you're watching Thrash Maniac 99 Wrestling, Gaming, and Metal videos. Hit the real intro.
What's up, Thrashers? And it's back again, hopefully forever this time. Welcome back to the Mosh Pit reviews, hosted by yours truly, Thrash Maniac 99, as I am here to come back and do some more album reviews for you guys who really like it when I talk about metal or music in general. And I figured I'd come on here to present to you the first episode of 2019. I'm going to be trying to do this every Friday, where I review one album on Friday, and then on Sundays, depending on my mood, I'll do like short, quick burst reviews of other albums that I want to check out during the weekend, and tell you my opinions about it. But for today's first episode of 2019's Mosh Pit Reviews, it is the brand new album from Legion of the Damned called Slaves of the Shadow Realm. So for those who aren't familiar with Legion of the Damned, I wasn't too familiar with this band prior to this album, but they are a sort of a hybrid of death metal, black metal, and thrash metal, and they're from the Netherlands. And this is their latest album on Napalm Records, I believe the label was for this album. So the band's got a lot of extreme elements. You get some death metal riffs with some black metal vocals that kind of remind me of Tom Angel Ripper from Sodom and the vocalist of Demolition Hammered. It's kind of a hybrid of that more high-pitched, shrill type of vocal style, while speed and aggression-wise, it's very much in the spirit of thrash, which is my favorite style of metal. So, how does this band hold up with all three of those styles combined? So, will Slaves of the Shadow Realm punch you in the face like a Superman punch from Roman Reigns? Well, the first three tracks certainly did. The Widow's Breed, Nocturnal Commando, and Charnel Confession. Those three tracks were very, very, very strong, especially the opening track, The Widow's Breed. It is so fast and unrelenting. It just comes at you like a jet plane coming at you and want to fucking just run right through you until your body explodes everywhere and there's blood, bones, and skin and organs flying over the place. But after those first three tracks, the album sorta hits a misstep with the song Slaves of the Southern Cross, which was one of the singles going into the release of this album, and I listened to the song quite a few times, and I don't know why, it just seemed to me like they kind of phoned it in for this song. It's like almost like it, I don't know how to really describe it. It just sort of repeats the same riff over and over again in the same lyrical pattern. Well, maybe not lyrical pattern, but certain lyrics they just keep repeating and repeating and repeating. It was almost like this was made by a robot machine rather than by musicians. So, sorry, Legion of the Damned, but this was definitely the worst song on the album. If you'd cut this song off the album, it definitely would have benefited for sure. But then it picks right back up with Warhounds of Hades, which was an unrelenting track similar to Widow's Breed. Maybe not as fast, but it still has a lot of value to it. Black Banners and Flames, while not as bad as Slaves of the Southern Cross, it was still a less than stellar track on this album. I can even say the same thing for Shadow Realm of the Demonic Mind. That song to me just didn't really go many places, and it wasn't executed perfectly. But thank God you get to the final four songs of the album: Palace of Sin, Priest Hunt, which there was quite a few riffs on that song that reminds me of Slayer, and that's always good by me, because I love Slayer. Azazel's Crown was a very good penultimate track, but then the finale, Dark Coronation, with a very haunting outro at the end, which was the longest song of the album at 5 minutes 50 seconds. And this song really encapsulates everything Legion of the Damned was doing on this album, but adding in some epic qualities at the end with that outro that makes it sound like something out of a horror movie. Kind of like, I would say, Scream or something like that. It reminded me of that kind of vibe where it was scary, but definitely suspenseful. I guess you could say it's the same thing, but nonetheless. So overall, while the first 3 tracks were so strong, then you get to the middle portion of the album, tracks 4 through 7, where it's very inconsistent, and there's that Slaves of the Southern Cross, which just no. But then you get the final 4 songs, and it really helped the overall grade that I'm going to give this album. If 3 of the 11 tracks of this album, Slaves of the Southern Cross, Black Banners and Flames, and Shadow Realm of the Demonic Mind, if those 3 songs would have been cut from the album, this album would have been a much higher score than what I'm giving it. So, for those who don't know, I am doing a brand new scoring system for album reviews. So, to recap, 0 through 10 means bad and avoid at all costs. 11 through 15, bland and boring. 16 through 20, average. 21 through 25, above average. 26 through 30, really good and solid. 31 through 35, amazing, awesome. And then 36 through 40, holy shit, buy this album now. This album falls into the really good and solid category. I give this a 27 out of 40. It's a solid offering by the Dutch Institution of Extreme Metal. Like I said, I just wish those 3 songs that I didn't care for too much would have been cut from the album. And if that would have been the case, I would have given this a much higher score. But because those 3 songs existed on this album, it did kind of hurt the album in a way. But the opening 3 tracks and the final 4 songs and track 5, Warhounds of Hades, definitely check those out. The rest you can kind of skip. So overall, that's my opinion about the brand new Legion of the Damned album. What do you guys think about it for those who are into that kind of style of metal? Let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more reviews. I will be back next week for an interesting review, a review of the new Soilwork album, plus 2 more albums that Sunday, which might be contentious. We'll find out when we get to that point. But until then, thank you for watching. Peace out, and I will see you soon.